Really? Really? That's what we're doing? Well, the Broncos get the win. My God, that was the ugliest game I've ever seen. Bo Nix, what's wrong? Denver Broncos get the win over the Las Vegas Raiders. And I might just get to the chat room right now because, my God, this was ugly. I have to talk about this. I have to try to stretch it into an hour, although I guess I could just punt. Hopefully it's better than Jeremy Crawshaw's punt tonight. Broncos play like crap offensively. Special teams has a play or two. And Jeremy Crawshaw has a bad night. Bo Nix has a bad night. Thank God for Vance Joseph's defense, huh? Raiders going home losers. Broncos staying home with questions that abound. Orange Blue Today, post-game live. Oh, God. Lord have mercy. Thursday Night Football is a lot of the time stinkers. There's a few games here or there. This was one of the worst games that we've had to witness this year for the Denver Broncos, probably the worst. Just god-awful, terrible performance tonight from the Broncos offense. Let's talk about it. And again, like I said, I'll probably just get to the chat room really quick because that was tough. That was really tough. And it was ugly, but it was a win. And earlier today on Dover and Cecil, I had said, hey, if they get a win, you know, that's all that really matters. But this was a game where you have to look good, Bo Nix. And Bo Nix just didn't look good. It's tough, man. It's tough. My buddy Mark was texting me. Shout out Mark. Because Mark is a Bo-liever. I'm still a Bo-liever. I suggest that you all remain a Bo-liever. But God bless America. That was the worst game I've ever seen Bo Nix play. That was rookie first month Bo Nix. What's going on? I mean, you've got the Chiefs up next. Hell, I just kind of want to fast forward to the Chiefs anyway. You're going to get slaughtered if you play like this, just garbage against Kansas City from the offense. Again, the defense. Thank you, Broncos defense. But Bo Nix, man, what's going on? Why are his feet so bad? Like, seriously, what happened to his footwork? I had saw it in training camp and I was like, yeah, but it wasn't a problem last year, but that's something they'll do. They'll fix that. They haven't fixed it. Until he settles down, you're going to see errant passes. You're going to see bad throws. You're going to see passes that get picked off from Bo Nix. If he plays like this, I mean, you get the win because you're facing the Raiders and they're 2-7. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. If you weren't facing one of the worst teams in the NFL, you put up this type of performance, you're done. You're toast. It was very, very odd. Very odd. I had wanted Bo Nix to have a big game tonight, and that's where it's at. Maybe Mace will have something to say about Jeremy Crawshaw. I mean, kid had a terrible night. And there's going to be that. I mean, he's a rookie. He's a punter. There's going to be that. There's other things to go over, but my mind's on Bo. Why is Bo struggling so much? Why is Bo regressing? Why is Bo nervous? Like, he's not seeing ghosts. I do not believe that at all. And I watched Prime Vision tonight. I hope y'all watch Prime Vision as well, because it's a really cool, different broadcast. You still hear Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. And once in a while, they've got another analytical guy that'll jump in and he cuts off the regular broadcast. But with Prime Vision, you could see where the safeties are. My main complaint with broadcast games, and besides a closet full of comic books, I have a closet full of VHS tapes and hard drives and DVDs that go back to 1992. And every game in the NFL from the year 2000 till now, and most every game from 1992 till now. And it's tough to watch, especially because it's not HD and we're all snobs now. But if you go back through all those broadcast games, the one thing I'll always tell you is the coach's tape is way better. It's way better because you can see where the safeties are. And on a broadcast, on a TV broadcast, you can't see the safeties. On Prime Vision, you can see the safeties because it's kind of an overhead, little bit behind the quarterback, almost a Madden type view, depending on the field position. Sometimes it's almost directly overhead. And so I was watching the safeties. And against the Las Vegas Raiders, you can attack the middle of the field and you can attack the flats. So you can attack at or behind the line of scrimmage on the outside, and maybe even within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage on the other side. So those are your flats, right? Those are your areas that you could hit. And I saw some receivers coming open, but I saw Bo Nix having bad feet, patting the ball, which means it's coming, by the way. You could do that if you're Elway, because before anyone in the chat, I already have 360 comments. Before anyone says it in the chat, I'm going to say it right now. Elway would do that pat, but Elway's arm was alien. Like it was of another world. It was a howitzer, amazing. Like Elway could do the pat because when he ripped it, it was like gone and it was there in an instant. Bo Nix can't do that. He can't patty cake. Don't patty cake the ball. You tell the defense the ball's coming. You're sitting here patting the ball. Sitting here staring at your receivers. Patting the ball. Stop. Stop with the flat feet. What's up with his feet? His feet are terrible. And it's disgusting because people are going to talk about the wrong things with Bo Nix. The things that people need to be talking about are his damn feet. His footwork is bad. The timing of the routes is bad. So as I'm watching Prime Vision, I'm waiting for the flats in the middle of the field. Could they use Evan Ingram? Could they do that? I mean, it's just me, and I've spent a lot of time, 2 catches, 12 yards on 5 targets. And once again, Cortland Sutton with 4 targets, Troy Franklin with 9. Stop. Troy Franklin is not the number 1. Cortland Sutton is. So 10 targets for Sutton every game. Done. And Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant and Marvin Mims when he's back, those guys get the scraps. But 10 targets to Cortland Sutton. Full stop. As I'm waiting for flats in the middle of the field, you could use Ingram more. There should have been more to the flats. So I'm watching the coach's view, basically, on Amazon, the Prime Vision, which is the only way to watch Thursday Night Football if you're forced to, because usually these games are terrible. And I'm seeing players come open, not necessarily always in the middle of the field. I thought that was kind of abandoned. And so I'm watching Bo, again, flats. And yes, that will include some screens. And yes, they messed up on some screens. Had some success, very little success, but a lot of errors on their screen game. As I'm waiting for these short passes in the middle of the field, and then you set up deep shots on the outside, Bo's waiting for plays to come open deep that he's not hitting. And there are some times, and Sean will get guys open. Bo will find the open guys. And as my phone's blowing up tonight, and I don't participate on social networking during games because you're going to say a lot of stuff out of frustration, and then they're going to win. You're going to be like, okay, they won. Okay, and at the end of the day, don't at me, bro. They won, so who cares? But you got to get better. And Bo Nix has to get better because doing the patty cake thing doesn't work. You don't have a rocket arm. His arm's fine, but he needs his full feet. He needs his full hip snap and his full feet to be on time. So when he goes hitch, and you're watching your feet lead your eyes, and he'll go hitch, and he won't throw. Hitch, throw, because your feet are leading the eyes. You're going through your progressions. Routes and plays are timing. I don't know why people don't understand this, but routes and plays are timing. Bo Nix's timing is off. He had been being a little bit too fast, like rushing some throws. I felt, and again, just one watch, I'll watch more of this terrible game, but it seemed like tonight he was waiting for the deep stuff. He was trying the deep stuff. It wasn't working. And then he was just waiting for it. Like you're not going to throw a touchdown every time you throw it, Bo. So it's okay to work some of the short stuff. It's okay. And I don't participate in the check down merchant conversations. I think those are bunk. I don't participate in the Bo Nix can't throw deep, participation because I think it's bunk. There's so many terrible and wrong opinions on Bo Nix. I mean, it proliferates throughout the entire internet. When he plays like crap like this, it's tough to defend the guy. Okay, timestamp this damn thing right here, 10:30, 10 minutes and 30 seconds into the show. I will tell you exactly what I feel about Bo Nix. It's hard to defend him when he's not growing. It's hard to defend him when he's staring down his receivers. It's hard to defend him when he's throwing interceptions. And yes, I know Kevin Kistner's already texted me a million damn times tonight about it hit Troy right in the chest. Okay. Why was the timing off? Because on that play, you see the hitch, you throw, and he didn't hitch. He didn't throw. He hitched, but he didn't throw. And then he stopped his feet and flat-footedly threw this ball that, yes, Frank, if it hits you in the chest, you should catch it. And Troy Franklin with the drops, yes, okay? But I'm telling you what Bo Nix did wrong on that play. You hitch it, you rip it. You don't stop your feet and throw flat-footed with just your arm. That's how passes like that get picked off. So is it Troy's fault because it gets him in the catch? Yes, but it's Bo's fault for not ripping it when he should have on time. And it's just this type of game is incredibly frustrating because I believe in Bo Nix. It's incredibly frustrating because I know Bo Nix can be better. That's the problem. If Bo Nix had barely looked good, and maybe it was the Cowboys game because the Cowboys suck or whatever, but the Raiders suck, so why didn't you look good against a team that's arguably worse than the Cowboys with fans that are just as embarrassing, if not more embarrassing than the Cowboys? So I look at this and I go, okay, Bo, if Bo didn't have the 15 games last year and the 4 at the beginning, my math, 14 games. If he hadn't had those games last year where he grew, if he was like real rough, and then this year he's like mostly rough, and then he had the Cowboys game, and they had the Philadelphia fourth quarter, and he had the Giants fourth quarter, we're talking about roughly 6 quarters of good football from Bo Nix. It's week 10. 6 quarters of good football from Bo Nix. That's not great, Bob. Why is there this fall? And everybody wants to know, and everyone wants the answers now. I would say, in my opinion, it's best to believe in Bo Nix because he will figure this out. How do I have confidence that he'll figure it out? Because he did at Oregon. He did last year. Auburn, that was the coaching staff. That was him being young. Like, okay. So what does Bo Nix do? How you do one thing is how you do everything. He turns it on in the fourth quarter. He stinks up the joint and then turns on in the fourth quarter. Didn't really do that today. So what will Bo Nix do if we take the 25,000-foot view? Bo Nix in a game is bad for 3 quarters, really good in the fourth quarter. So my hope is that he can do what he did last year, which was develop, and he's not doing that this year, but he did it last year, so we'll see if they can figure out a way to do that this year. It's week 10. For the love of God, we already should have seen signs. But either way, where does he go in the fourth quarter of the season? That's probably December, so we're probably a month away from that conversation. But I didn't want to have this conversation tonight. I thought the Broncos would win 35-13. They roll. Bo throws 3 touchdowns. JK, yeah, RJ, let's go Broncos. I was thinking an easier win, and perhaps that's wrong of me to assume that with a Bill Vinovich crew and on Thursday Night Football, where games are usually boring and weird, that the Broncos would not win 10-9, just 10-7. Sorry, awful. Might as well have been 9. I feel like I've lived 9 years watching this game. I feel like all this gray in my beard isn't from my kids. It's from the Denver Broncos. Because, my God, it is so difficult to support Bo Nix when he doesn't grow. This is now 2 games in a row of being bad. The Texans game was arguably his worst game. And then this game, to follow that up, I know, short week, These poor guys, they didn't have the bye from London. Yeah, I don't care. Sorry, you're well paid as a professional football player to get your body and your sleep and your nutrition and everything right. So yeah, it sucks that there's Thursday night football. Just period. Thursday night football is usually lame, usually terrible. It sucks that the NFL wants to dominate the entire week. It should be Sundays, Monday nights. That's it. Saturdays college football, Fridays high school football. Monday night is special. One Monday night game. I'm getting off track here because I really want to talk about Bo. And I really want to urge to everyone, because right now the Bo Nix haters are insufferable. Absolutely insufferable, because Bo Nix sucks and he was the sixth quarterback and he's terrible and he's the worst thing ever. The Bo Nix haters will never change their mind. I'd like Bo to play better so that those guys can shut the hell up. I'd like Bo Nix to actually be someone you could defend with his play and say, man, if it wasn't for that other thing that happened, these Broncos would have won. Bo had a great game. Bo had a terrible game. Terrible game. I don't care if you blame the interception on Troy Franklin. I don't care what you blame on it. Sean Payton and stupid third down play. Like, what was that, dude? What was that? The internet is undefeated because someone posted the infamous bong picture of Sean Payton, which the Broncos hate that exists. But somebody posted that on Twitter and was like, hey, Sean, what's the call on 3rd and 1? It's got Billy Bong Thornton out. Like, listen, Sean didn't have a great game either, but this is Bo, man. This is Bo. Other games, it's been mostly Sean. I've said 70-30 Sean over Bo. This one's probably 90-10. 90 Bo Nix, 10 Sean Payton. It sucked. It sucked. Now you get the win and the Raiders suck and the Raiders fans or whatever. Like, yes, all the standard normal things the Broncos country do. We should do all of those things. Well, at the same time, supporting Bo Nix, while at the same time criticizing Bo Nix for his god-awful, terrible, terrible play. And it's not the two things can be true at once, which is actually untrue. It's Bo Nix has to be better, because if you are rooting against Bo Nix, why are you a Broncos fan? If you're a blind homer for Bo Nix, why can't you critically think? Like, as much as everyone hates it, because I am probably right now with 857 comments in the chat room that I'll get to in 12 minutes. The one guy who complained, why don't you get to the chat sooner? I need this. This is called mental health. This is called therapy. This is called me getting it off my chest so I don't go on the air and, completely whiff or cuss or what. I don't even know. I have to do this to get it off my brain. Okay? And you're in for a classic tonight, because Bo Nix is this whole situation with Bo Nix is weird. It's really weird. Now, I investigate most everything I possibly can with the Denver Broncos. I overthink everything. It's not a good thing. Ask anyone out there that you know in your life that thinks all the time. Like, I have to forcefully shut my brain off. And this game isn't going to help. I'm probably not going to get a lot of sleep. Good thing I'm not playing football tomorrow. But, like, I am ranting to get it off my chest and to just say it to the heavens. Like, what is going on with Bo Nix? Why are his feet so poor? Why is his timing so off? It's either fast, as it's been most of this year. He's going through progressions way too fast. He's bailing on plays way too fast. Or today, it was too slow, where he's waiting for plays to develop when the easy stuff's open right in front of him. And what can we say are the reasons? It's not Bo Nix sucks. Get out of here with that nonsense, okay? Bo Nix had a terrible game. He's had 2 terrible games in a row. These things are what has happened with the Broncos starting quarterback. But it doesn't mean Bo Nix sucks or they should have taken whoever. Like, whatever. None of that would, that's just, it's a waste of time. What do they always say about arguing with idiots? They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. It's a waste of time to address a Bo Nix hater because you're never going to change their mind. He could win the Super Bowl and they'd be like, yeah, it's defense, huh? I mean, for the love of God. So rather than burn the calories arguing with people that just have hated the pick forever, I want to run through the reasons. Why is Bo Nix regressing? Why aren't him and Sean on the same page? Why is he either too fast with his reads or too slow with his reads? Where's the timing? Okay, so what could it possibly be? What are the logical things? What are some illogical things of why Bo Nix is struggling this year? Is it because Bo Nix is lazy? No, we already know that. It has zero to do with the work ethic. And we can say that assuredly. We can say that with 100% certainty. So that issue, if you think about why is Bo Nix like this? I believe, damn it, I believe. But why is he like this year? Last year after week 4, he wasn't like this. I love that quarterback after week 4. Bo Nix week 5 to week 18 last year. Pretty good. Really good. Even that throw to Troy Franklin Buffalo. Let's throw that in there too. Wild card game. It was pretty good. This year's Bo has taken a step back and I want to know why. Okay. Is he lazy? No. Anything to do with his work ethic? No. Is that like kind of? Do we have to argue? No, we don't have to argue about it at all. Next. Okay. Did they have film on Bo Nix, right? This is what maybe the doubters of Bo Nix, they didn't hate Bo Nix. They didn't hate the pick, but they're like, you doubt it. And man, Brock Bowers or whatever. They would say, oh, well, what had happened was this is what faux football analysts say. Maybe that's what some people are calling me right now. Oh, well, what had happened was this year they have film on Bo. They didn't have film on Bo in week 15 last year. He played over a dozen games. I'll give you the dozen. Week 13, they didn't have film on him. Last year, the film didn't exist. Film just happened now. I'm talking crazy because I'm trying to get through the crazy of why Bo Nix is struggling. Struggling bad, man. That's how the Cowboys suck. Cowboys, get them out of here. So what is it? Is it they have film on him? Well, they had film on him last year, and he looked really good last year. So is it Sean's doing too much? No. You watch the coach's tape. And I'm talking about tonight specifically. And from the coach's angle, and I'll go back and watch the coach's tape when it's available, there were players that were open, and Bo was just trying to play hero ball. That's a Drake May thing, man. That's not you. Bo be you. Bo is system quarterback. They're all system quarterbacks. So don't at me, bro. That's not an insult to say that Bo Nix is a system quarterback. If Bo Nix, you know what? If Bo Nix was with Kevin O'Connell, that'd be a good system for him. I think it'd be better than J.J. McCarthy. If Bo Nix was, give me another landing spot for one of these rookies. If Bo Nix wasn't with Sean Payton, Kevin O'Connell, these sorts of things, it wouldn't look as good. Just like when John Elway was in Dan Reeves' system, God bless Dan Reeves, but we know it looked better with Mike Shanahan. And Elway's natural talent was so good. That's how great Elway was. That's why I've always said he's the best quarterback of all time. Don't even get into that. Like, don't at me, bro. Because Elway was just so good. He could overcome his coach. He could overcome poor skill position players around him. Not everybody. If Mark Jackson is watching, I still dig the time Mark Jackson texted me. Because I was like, damn, you know how much I love the Three Amigos? I'm being silly tonight because I have to be. Either that or I'd cry. You guys want to see me cry? I threw up once the Miami game 2 years ago. You guys want to? I'm not going to do that. I don't feel sick to my stomach, but I'll cry if I won't be silly because this whole conversation is frustrating as hell because everyone wants to be right at the moment that they're right all the time. And yes, you can accuse me of it. I'll accuse everybody else of it. But the worst part is we can't say for sure. We can't say that Bo's going to stay here forever. You can't say that. So the people that say Bo Nix sucks and the Broncos got flim-flammed and they got the wrong quarterback and they've got film on him now, or whatever people are saying, I may take a break from social networking. I have to do it for my job and to promote my comic book business. But if I didn't have to do that for football-wise, comic book-wise, I'm fine. And I'll appreciate the audience. But I think I'm going to take my phone, throw it in the river, because I've got a zillion more texts coming through. This was ugly. It was ugly. But as my buddy Kevin texts me, they pulled it out. My buddy Keith texts me, they're 8-2, then all that matters. And then, the Chiefs game, Keith, will be very, very crazy. So I'm going to take a break from social networking over the weekend because the stuff you're going to hear, it's going to be awful. It's going to be absolutely tremendously awful, and nobody's going to be right. I'm not going to be right. You're not going to be right. The haters aren't going to be right. The haters are here. Nobody's going to be right. It's just going to take time. But damn it, I want to know which direction it's going. You know what I mean? Why is it leveled off? And not only why is it leveled off, why is it kind of dipping? Why is Bo Nix's play dipping? Again, is it a worth ethic? No. Can I speak English? No. Is it they have film on him? No. They had film last year. Is Sean doing the same things he did last year? No, he's not. He's trying to do more. Receivers are open tonight. Bo Nix wasn't taking that. He was either having poor throws, getting picked off, or waiting for deep throws to happen that the rush got to him too quick. You saw the numbers. What was he like? At one point in the game, I believe he was 70% passer when he's not under pressure. And he was fantastic. Out of the, poor game that he had, 150 yards, I think 120 yards were passes that weren't under pressure. And Bo Nix is great against the blitz. I talked to him about it 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I think. Because Bo Nix under the blitz, his numbers are outstanding. Tonight, he was not outstanding under pressure. And they don't blitz very much, so they were getting pressure with 4. What does that tie in? Where's the concerns on the offensive line? Quinn Miners had an illness. There's questions. Everyone's just blaming Bo Nix. Is Bo Nix to blame for Jeremy Crawshaw playing like ass tonight? Sorry, Rook, ass, terrible, awful. Is Bo Nix to blame for Darren Rizzi not doing his job for the most part? Thank God for J.L. Skinner's face. Or else special teams have another dog trash night. So I want to get to the bottom of it, and I want to at least find where it's going. I want to know where it's going with Bo Nix. Because it's leveling off, and there might even be a dip in his play, because we have 2 games in a row now where he hasn't played good football. And he's not going to play great football every time. And he's not going to play. This isn't going to be. Bo's going to be great every time he steps on the field. There's going to be stumbling blocks. There's going to be games like this. I already know that. But what I don't know, and what frustrates the what out of me, is the fact that we don't know why. And I think in football and life, the why is what drives most of us. And it can drive you crazy. Sometimes in life with whatever happens if you don't know why. I don't know why Bo Nix is struggling, but damn it, he's struggling. And I flippin' hate it. I'm just going to say flippin'. You guys and ladies, you know what I mean. Flippin' doesn't mean flippin'. It means something else. Okay? Don't at me, bro. Corporate, don't email me. I'm not cussing. But for the love of God, why is this flipping flim-flarm filth? Why is this happening? When after last year, you had such a dynamic growth spurt from Bo Nix. He's worse than he was last year. This is the first 4 games of Bo Nix, which at the time I could say, as a rookie, of course. I mean, you're going to have struggle, improve, excel. Remember, we said that all last year, struggle, improve, excel. The first 4 games, I was like, yeah, I mean, rookie, what are you going to do? Struggle, improve, excel. You're a second-year quarterback. Bo Nix, why was it so bad? Why are your feet so bad? Let's start there. That's where everything starts with a quarterback. You may hear other things. That's incorrect. Everything starts with the quarterback's feet. Everything. And your routes are tied to the hitches in your drop back. And that makes football beautiful, man. Again, I don't know why I go snowball when I talk about the love for the game. Keep your mind out of the gutter. Clerks, if you know, you know. I don't know why I go snowball, but it's beautiful, man. This game is so beautiful. But Bo Nix's game was ugly tonight. And I hate that because I've seen his game be beautiful. I've seen his game look outstanding. I've seen Bo Nix look like one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. And tonight he didn't look like that. So there's plenty of other storylines. And thank God for this defense. Where's Vance Joseph? Where's VJ? Where's my guy, VJ? VJ. Right, VJ. Look at him. Look at him. Can I take a break? Can we just break from this Bo Nix stuff? Because it's mind-numbing. It's absolutely mind-numbing. Are you kidding me, Bo Nix? Playing like that, Bo Nix? You lucky you got a damn defense. And cover your flipping ass. That's what the defense did. Defense coming through for this Broncos team. Broncos offense. Letting them down, man. Letting them down. Now, the locker room isn't divided. Thank God. This isn't 2016 when it completely was divided. But, like, what's the answer with Bo Nix? Nobody has the answer. I'm not even sure if Bo knows the answer. I'm sure there are frustrations. I'm not sure Sean has the answer. And I know that Sean has frustrations because you see it on his face. And I saw Bo Nix and Sean, go back and forth. I kind of wish they would have yelled at each other. Because, again, it's a sideline. Jay Glazer has said, like, Sean Payton's going to fire you 6 times on game day. Maybe you should actually just fire Darren Rizzi. But anyway, like, okay, so heated stuff's going to happen. I'm not promoting verbal abuse, but for the love of God, can someone get in Bo's kitchen? Can Sean do that? And then Bo, because Bo's got huevos, as my people would say, Bo's going to get back in Sean's kitchen, and that's going to spark something. Where's the spark with this team? Where's the dynamic playmaking ability with this team? And I understand there will be games like this. And I understand that some of you are laughing at me because I'm losing my mind on the postgame show. Again, I don't like this. I don't like this because of the struggles that Bo Nix is having that are unexplained, right? Isn't that a UFO show? I probably should just watch some more Antarctica documentaries or UFO documentaries because that would put me in a good mood. Because Bo Nix's play does not put me in a good mood. And it's alien to me, right? Because what's to explain it? How do you explain when a young franchise quarterback, and make no mistake about it, he is a franchise quarterback. How do you explain when he plays like that? How do you explain when he takes a step back? Now, maybe that's just natural and it's normal, and I'm old enough to remember the Elway days where it wasn't great, Bob, and but it became great. And Elway's natural talent just took over again. Best quarterback in the history of the NFL, my opinion. But why is it happening with Bo? Why is Bo doing this right now? Why is Bo not being better than he was a year ago when he was a flipping rookie? Right? Why is he not better than he was in his final, 13 games, 14 of, I'll throw in the Buffalo game. Like Buffalo wildcard game, I'll throw in that pass to Troy Franklin. So why is he taking the step back this year? It's week 10. He shouldn't be here. Again, Clerks. He's like Dante now. I'm Snowball. Whatever that says about me. He's Dante. I'm not even supposed to be here today. Bo Nix isn't supposed to be in this type of category where it's like, I don't know. Like, kid, what's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong? Why is he feeling that pressure again? You blitz him, he'll kill you. You blitz Bo Nix, he'll kill you. And as I've mentioned on the air, the best quarterbacks are the ones that play with a calm mind when there's chaos swirling around them. The best quarterbacks are the ones under the blitz. That's why I always said, if you remember the Nate Jackson song that he made when he used to make songs, he may still do that. I'll talk to Nate next time. Good friend. When Nate Jackson made the song, because I had said about Pat Mahomes, like, don't blitz Pat Mahomes. You blitz Pat Mahomes, he'll kill you. And the advanced data backed it up. The film backed it up. But Nate Jackson made the song, and he had the line of, like, don't listen to Cecil Lammey. That was because I said, hey, the best quarterbacks are great under the blitz. Bo Nix is great under the blitz. Tonight, they weren't blitzing, and he wasn't great. Kind of wish they would have blitzed him more. Because if you blitz him, it makes the math simpler, I guess. It's like Bo was trying to show off with some deep stuff and wasn't taking the open receivers underneath. There should have been more in the middle of the field. And super easy. I think I have it back on the bookshelf there somewhere. Take your eye off the ball, Pat Kerwin. It'll change your life. Get the edition with the DVD, or there's probably a digital edition now. Take your eye off the ball. It'll change your life, because the first thing that you look at when you watch a defense is middle field open, middle field close. Last week against Houston, or Sunday, I should say, against Houston, it was a lot of middle field close, a lot of single high safety. So the safeties will tell you everything. Safeties are like the quarterbacks on the defense. They'll tell you everything about the play. If it's too high, that's middle field open. If it's single high, that's middle field closed. So that should tell you where to go with the ball. So I see middle field open plenty of times. I don't see enough to the middle of the field. You know that the flats, the Raiders allow almost a perfect quarterback rating to the flats. Why wasn't that more of a point of emphasis? Why isn't this team good at running screens? How can you get to week 10, still run more screens than anybody in the league and be bad at doing it? It's curious. It's curious. This whole team is curious. This defense kicks ass, okay? But this whole team is curious. Why? What's happening? With Bo Nix, what's going on? And nobody knows. Nobody knows. I know it's not his work ethic, because his work ethic is outstanding. I know it's not a bad fit. Sean Payton and Bo Nix fit. Is Sean maybe not calling his favorite plays? Remember, everything was simplified, right? That's what they said on Tuesday. Simplify. It's a short week. You simplify. You play the hits. You simplify. That wasn't a hit. Now, it was a win, and that's all that matters. It was a win. That's all that matters. All right? Style points did matter a little bit. I mean, it looks this bad. If it's 21-7, if it's 17-7, hell, give me another touchdown. If it's 14-7, you just go, Mama said, there's days like this. For the love of God, they barely beat one of the worst teams in the NFL. It's 10-7. It's 10-7. Why? Short week. Oh, thank God we got the win. Yeah. I get that. But why did the offense look so bad? It's the offense's problem. Defense doesn't have any problems. Offense doesn't have any problems with J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins is the man. I liked what I saw for the most part from R.J. Harvey. Tyler Bidet makes me curious as to why they have Tyler Bidet on the field. There's way too much Troy Franklin. Not now. Troy Franklin is not ready to take over as the number one receiver. He's not treated like a number one. And I understand Cortland Sutton is double teamed on 70% of his routes. You've got to find a way, and Sean can, to get him open and get him the ball. 10 targets a game. 10 targets a game. Because Cortland Sutton's most catches, most yards, I don't think touchdowns, but most catches and yards are against single man coverage. When he's singled up, Bo's going to go to him. You're not going to get single man very much. And Cortland Sutton's numbers prove it. But damn it, I don't like going to Troy Franklin more than Cortland Sutton. That does not make sense. Chewbacca defense does not make sense. So why? Why is Bo Nix struggling like this? Why are his feet bad? That's the worst part. And it's the key, by the way. It's the number one thing, the centerpiece of everything here. But Bo's a smart dude. Bo's an athletic kid. He's a hard worker. He is a supercomputer. He studies this game like crazy. His feet weren't bad a year ago. Even in the 4 games struggling as a rookie in the first 4 games, his feet weren't, their feet. I don't want to sound like Rex Ryan and make this thing weird, but it's like you have to accept a certain level of bad footwork during a game. You have to accept a certain level of off-platform throws. And in the first 4 games as a rookie, you're just like, yeah, he's a rookie. He'll figure it out. And he did. And I really think that Saints game on Thursday Night Football, which wasn't a dud, but that Saints game last year really sparked things. He had the 10 carries, 75 yards, had a great night as a passer. It was fantastic. It was fun. It was amazing. Let's go, Bo Nix. But this year, that step back with the footwork, why? He did say at the beginning of camp, how's it different from this year? The standard question. How's this year differ from your rookie year in training camp? And Bo's answer was like, yeah, I don't have to think about my feet anymore. Can you please do that? Can you please go back to thinking about your feet? Because your footwork is awful this year. It just is. And that's got to be better. Bo Nix is the type of quarterback, like a Jared Goff, like a Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan was MVP of this league. So don't even know he's better than Matt Ryan. Well, not tonight, but I've always seen Bo Nix in that Jared Goff, Matt Ryan, borderline top 5 quarterback when he plays to his full potential, which he will get to eventually, and we will forget about today. Unless I have a heart attack and die on this show right now, we'll forget about today and this show and this post-game show. But the way that my just brain is broken from trying to figure out why Bo Nix is taking this step back, and it's not Sean today. It's not Sean today. We can blame Sean in a lot of other games this year where his game plans have been awful. Hey, the fourth quarter comebacks. What about the first 3 quarters? And this is why I think it was like week 3. I think it was like week 2. I asked Joe Lombardi about sequencing. And there's, everything's so hot right now. The thing that everyone wants to get to, Mike Shanahan perfected. And I love seeing Mike Shanahan sitting next to Greg up in the owner's box because I know Greg Penner is an incredible man, incredible owner for this Broncos team. He'll get this thing right. I fully believe in Greg Penner. But having Mike, who was, alerting Greg to what he was seeing on the field, there's a little bit of sipping on that little scissor. It's a clear liquor for Mike Shanahan tonight. Or water. Might have been water with lime. But anyway. And this is emergency, if anyone's curious. Mike Shanahan's sequencing was the best in the NFL, maybe best in NFL history. Bill Walsh, Mike Shanahan, where you set up plays so that out and up that you set up was initially an out route. First quarter out route, second quarter out route, third quarter out and up. Touchdown, Broncos. Mike Shanahan was perfect at that. Rhyming, making plays echo. Sean Payton's sequencing has been one of the worst in the entire NFL this year. And I want to know why. So I asked Joe Lombardi earlier this year, very early, like, hey, what is your plan on the first 15? He said, well, we have a committee, which first off tells me that's a bad idea. I want this to be a dictatorship. This is Sean's show. If it's going to be Sean's show, I don't need the committee. I need Sean being like, these are the first 15. We're running them in order regardless. And then Joe Lombardi also said that Sean has final say and they will adjust to whatever happens in the game. Mike Shanahan didn't really do that unless you're at the goal line, but you had to change the structure of the play. Mike Shanahan had 15 plays. He was running those 15 plays. He'd worked all week on those 15 plays. And damn it, most of the time, those 15 plays worked. Why is Sean so off? This is a question as well. But tonight, this game is on Bo Nix. Because Bo should have looked better. Bo should have looked more comfortable. Bo should have looked more resolute. I've never really seen Bo Nix look scared until tonight. And I didn't even want to say that. Not because someone will be like, you said Bo Nix was scared. I don't care. Say whatever. Nobody has the answer. I don't have the answer. Nobody has the answer. Bo Nix does have the answer, but we're going to have to wait for him to actually answer it with his action. The words that Sean Payton says, and words are mostly empty anyway, although they guide you in football and in life. But like the words Sean Payton says, yeah, they're really hollow right now. Vance Joseph says something, I'm going to listen because VJ's talking it and he's backing it up. Nick Benito says something, I'm going to listen because Nick Benito's backing it up. Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen. God, Zach Allen. Dondrea Tillman, man. Oh, God, this defense. Now I'm getting happy. Now I'm feeling good because I'm thinking about the Broncos defense. Those guys can say whatever because they can play as the best defense in all of football. But I don't really care what Sean says now. I have to see Sean call a better game. I believe he called a better game tonight. Bo Nix doesn't say a lot at his press conferences. I don't think he's funny, although he tries to be, but he usually fails and sounds passive aggressive. So it's not like Bo Nix, he flowers it up and like, wow, what a great answer from Bo Nix. It's pretty standard, boilerplate type stuff. But I don't care what Bo Nix says until he starts playing better. He must back up his words with his action. Now, be careful how you think and feel. It affects how you behave. So, yes, Bo Nix isn't going to be sitting around being like, I suck, I stink, I'm the worst ever. Bo Nix is not thinking that. Even when he's getting booed. When he's getting booed, Bo Nix is just getting pissed. Bo Nix is never going to doubt himself. This is how I know Bo Nix is going to work out. If I ask, where's this thing going, right? I know where it's going eventually. And I believe that's a Super Bowl championship for Bo Nix and Sean Payton. I'd like it to be sooner rather than later. It's the old Harry met Sally line. When you meet someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. When you see a team that's capable of winning the Super Bowl, you want to win the Super Bowl as soon as possible. Because this team, make no doubt about it, they are capable of winning a Super Bowl, even playing like garbage so far for many games this year. Offensively, defense, do whatever. Defense, enjoy your mini bye. Offense, you're going to have some homework. That's my assignment for the Denver Broncos. Defense, leave right now. Just leave. Go to the airport. Offense, you're going to be at the facility tomorrow. We're going to go through film, and here's some homework. So you don't get a mini bye if you're the offense. The offense has been terrible. Bo Nix tonight, very poor. And I'm disappointed. And it's fair for people to say that. What is unfair, and this is the extremes that we deal with now, unfortunately, I think it's probably just society, honestly, and I'm not going to get into what you think I'm going to get into because, well, you're not changing anybody's mind. But I will say this, societally and in this conversation, all you have are the extremes talking, and they're both wrong. You have the Bo Nix sucks people, they're wrong. You have the Bo Nix can do no wrong people, they're wrong. And it's unfortunate because that's all you're going to hear. I have 1,900 comments right now. I've been talking for 49 minutes straight. Probably going to talk some more. I guarantee I've got 1,000 Bo Nix sucks comments, and I've got 900 Bo will be all right comments. And I've got math. I've got hundreds that say, shut up, they won. Yeah, they won. That's awesome. Why do they look so bad? And it's not Bo Nix sucks, and it's not Bo Nix does nothing wrong. There's an answer here. There's an investigation that needs to be uncovered, right? We need to know the why. Why is Bo Nix like this year? Why is Bo Nix struggling this year? Why does he have 2 games in a row and And this is where Bo was trying to be funny. And again, I don't think Bo Nix is funny at all. I don't really want to see him doing commercials. I know he's the Broncos quarterback, right on, and all that. And I understand it's today's athlete, and Josh Allen hasn't won anything. He's got a million commercials. But like Bo Nix, when he was trying to be funny this week, and he's like, how do you prevent your early season struggles or early game struggles? And Bo's like, well, Asks did not play the number one defense in football. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's not funny, dude. The Raiders are crap. The Raiders are garbage. And they had your number. So what's your answer? Again, I don't need the jokes that aren't funny. Not funny. I don't need the jokes that aren't funny. I don't need the, well, Houston is so good. They could have destroyed the Texans. If this offense plays in the way that they can, yeah, number one defense, Houston Texans, destroyed. If the Broncos offense would have played the way that they can play. This offense has playmakers. I don't know if anyone's blaming the lack of Marvin Mims or whatever. Maybe people are blaming the, Tyler Bidet for a play or two or whatever, or Troy Franklin for the hitting it in his chest and all that. Okay. All right. But it comes back to Bo. Bo has to be much better. If this team's going to go to the Super Bowl this year, he's got to be much better. If this team's going to win a playoff game, Bo's got to be much better. And I hope it wasn't the overlooking Kansas City. Like, again, I'm trying, man. I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying not to completely lose my mind. I'm trying not to cry. I'm crying inside like a winner. But like, why was Bo so bad? Was he overlooking the Raiders? No, I don't believe that. Were some players? Maybe. I mean, it is the Raiders. They are terrible and hot, stinky garbage that you barely beat. But it's like, none of these things make sense. So it's confusing. And I like things that have answers. I like puzzles that you have all the pieces to. I feel like this is a puzzle where you're going to put a piece in and it changes shapes and it morphs right in your very fingers. And so the piece of the puzzle that you thought you had, I thought we were over Bo Nix having bad feet because for 15 games as a rookie, he did not have bad feet. Here's my puzzle piece. Oh God, he's got bad feet. I haven't even put her on the board yet. Bo Nix has got bad feet. That's what I think we're dealing with right now. And it's unfortunate because there is no spoon and there is no answer. Not right now. Ready to get embarrassed by Kansas City? Because if your offense plays like that, that's what's going to happen. Now, the good thing is you won. Chiefs have a bye. Andy Reid's like 21-4 after a bye as a career. You lose the game, you're 8-3 at the bye. I had this team at 8-3 at the bye. I had them beating Kansas City. Had them losing to Philadelphia, whatever. So you're going to be 8-3 at the bye if you lose to Kansas City. You're going to be 9-2 if you win, but how can you win when the offense plays like this? How can you win when the offense struggles so mightily? You can't. Against Andy Reid, against Pat Mahomes, you can't. And what the hell are the Chiefs doing? I don't know if you saw the report. I believe it was on ESPN about the Chiefs would not give a third for Breece Hall. That's stupid. Because the Chiefs offered a fourth for Breece Hall. I got another emergency. No, I'm not sick. I like the taste and I like a lot of vitamin C every day. Yeah, the Chiefs could have had Breece Hall for a third and they stuck to their guns with a fourth and didn't get Breece Hall. That's really dumb. If you're Kansas City, you got Breece Hall. I'm not saying you'd be impossible to beat, but you'd be really damn good. Instead, they're going to try to piece together Isaiah Pacheco, who I love, but he runs with no regard for his body, so he's hurt all the time. Kareem Hunt's 100 years old. He's not what he used to be. And they don't trust Brashard Smith, and honestly, hasn't been that good yet. You don't want this to be the week that it clicks for Kansas City. You're going to have to deal with Travis Kelce, who I can't stand Travis Kelce at all. You have to deal with Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, taking the top off the defense. Like, got a lot to concern yourself with. So VJ's going to have his hands full. VJ's going to put up a hell of an effort. And by the way, if the defense has a stinker game, okay, they're not going to have back-to-back stinker games the way that the Broncos offense had. They're not going to stink for most of this season, as the Broncos offense has stunk for most of this season. I can't believe they're 8-2, but I can believe they're 8-2 because they are 8-2. Does that make sense? I don't think I make any sense. Maybe ever. It's 10:18. I haven't taken any comments. I apologize. I have 21:52 for comments. 21:53. I'll keep counting. I just can't. I can't see people saying Bo Nix sucks. I also can't see people saying there's nothing wrong with Bo Nix. There's definitely something wrong with Bo Nix. It doesn't change how much I believe. That's right. It doesn't change that. But damn it makes it hard. It makes it hard. You support the kid. You know a lot about the kid. Only me and Mace from the local media were at the Senior Bowl. You know, talking to Bo Nix, learning about Bo Nix, talking to coaches, talking to college teammates. Like, outside of the Broncos, I don't know many people. Matt Waldman, because Lord knows Matt Waldman's going to he's going to have a much more thorough scouting report. There's very few people that have examined Bo Nix in the way that I have. And it doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean anything about me. But I'm just telling you, as someone that can be incredibly wrong about players, not many people out there have spent as much time examining Bo Nix as I have. And I never saw Bo Nix having a problem with feet. But Bo Nix has a problem with feet. And they need to clean it up. So with that, I suppose I'll bid you adieu. And I apologize for not getting to your comments. Again, I've talked for 58 straight minutes, and I'd like to wind down a little bit. Although I don't know how I'm going to do that. Drop a comment down below and tell me, I don't want to hear Bo Nix sucks. Watch a million people. Oh, Bo Nix sucks. I don't want to hear Bo Nix sucks. And I don't want to hear Bo Nix is perfect and there's nothing wrong with Bo Nix and he's the most amazing thing ever. I don't want to hear that because that's not true. But what is the deal? It was not Sean today. And I want to talk about today's game because this is going to puzzle me. Again, I'm going to stay off social networking over the weekend. But I'm going to be thinking about this game until they play Kansas City. Probably next Wednesday. So give me like 8 days. I'm going to ruminate on this game for 8 days. I'd like your help. I'd like you to tell me what you think because it might be something I'm not thinking of. I think all the time. It's paralyzing and it sucks. Overthinking is a trauma response, by the way, because you don't want anything to surprise you because things have surprised you. Now I'm getting on the couch. But like, I think a lot, something could get by me. Like, why is Bo Nix like this? Somebody tell me, why is Bo Nix like this? So give me your opinion, not Bo Nix sucks and not Bo's the greatest ever. And or you just hate Bo Nix. That's 2 rules in life. Don't be dumb. Don't be in a cult. If you tell me you just hate Bo Nix as the guy that picked him to win 13 games and as the guy who believed in Bo Nix and had him as his number 4 quarterback in last year's class, that's dumb. Don't be dumb. Don't be in a cult. So I don't want to hear you hate Bo Nix. I want to hear, how do you fix what's going on with Bo? Clearly, there's something going on with Bo. How do you fix it? Give me your fix for Bo Nix. And I'll read your comments. I may respond to some after my sabbatical because this is puzzling. It's curious and disappointing. I'm disappointed because I know Bo Nix is good. I know Bo Nix is damn good. I know Bo Nix could be one of the best quarterbacks in this league. I know Bo Nix one day could be an NFL MVP. I know that. That skill, that passion, that fire. Again, like what is it with Bo? Is he doesn't have the passion? No. The dude's as passionate as all day long. Incredibly passionate. All of that upside and future hope that real Broncos fans want, it's all there for you. It's there, right there. And it's almost here. It's almost here. But you have to summon it. You have to call it up. You have to, with your action, make plays happen. It's right there. Bo Nix has all the skill that you need to be a champion. He possesses this within his brain and his body. He's got the right coach. He's got weapons. He's got a ground game. Please, J.K. Dobbins, stay healthy. Why is Bo Nix struggling? I want your answers, good answers, in the comments down below. Because I'm going to be thinking about this for over a week, and I'm going to struggle to find answers. And people will call me a hater. People will call me a homer. I don't care. I want the answer. What is the answer? Why is this happening? It shouldn't happen. Kid works hard. Sean works hard. Sean's a maniac. Like, why? What's going on? I appreciate you all more than you know. And I appreciate you listening to my TED Talk about Bo Nix. Listen tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., to the Bo Show. That's Dover and Cecil. We believe in Bo Nix. Do you? 10 a.m., we'll be on to talk about it some more. And have a little sports therapy, right? Sports is supposed to be fun. Tonight was not fun. Tonight was not fun. Against the Chiefs may not be fun. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope somehow, some way they pull the sword from the stone and they figure this thing out. I thought they could build some momentum before the Chiefs with this Raiders game. No, Morgan Freeman voice. No momentum was built. Offensively. Defense. The highest compliment that you can get paid on Orange and Blue today is the Patrick Bateman kiss. BJ, pucker up, buddy. That's for you, Vance Joseph. Kicking ass, Vance Joseph. Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Broncos defense, for showing up. Can you talk to the Broncos offense, please? Anyway. What a crazy year in Broncos country, huh? I will see you at 10 a.m. I love and appreciate all of you, most all of you out there. Thank you very much. Drop your comments down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid. Dance! Stay tuned. This is what I'm thinking all night. What? What just happened? Broncos country, react. And stay frosty.